Hi, thank you for allowing me onto this conference call. My name is Ashlyn Clough, and I'll be presenting my idea for the graduation of the class of 2020. So, to start off, COVID-19. We have had a lot of unexpected changes this year that I'm sure was beyond all of our imagination. One of them being that over a quarter of the class of 2020 senior year was cut short. And they have lost a lot of opportunities that they grew up thinking that they were going to have. I'm a senior this year, so I totally get that. Graduation was one of the things that I was looking forward to the most, even more so than prom. Don't tell my date that. But just because of all the hard work that I've put into school all these years, I felt like it was going to be an opportunity for me to really celebrate that. And now there's that possibility of that not happening, which is really hard. But I have an idea. So, my idea is to have a parade graduation. Now, I know this sounds a little skeptical at first, but I think with some well thought out planning and simple preparation, we can create an event that will be celebratory for not just the seniors, but for their families and for the community that has gone through such a hard time recently due to COVID-19. So, to start off with the basics, I think that we could easily get a lot of volunteer help. If you look around the community recently, the class of 2020 has received a lot of love and support because of what we're going through right now. So I think with sending out just a couple of emails, we could easily get more than enough volunteers to help put on this event. So the overall idea for the parade graduation, is one day in mid or late May, Centerville City would shut down Main Street for the day. And later in the day, we would have a parade kind of similar to what we have on the 4th of July, except there wouldn't be any floats or anything. The families would be put into sections on Main Street, and each family would have to stay in their section, and the families would arrive at designated times in order to help keep everyone safe and distanced. And then the graduates will have their name called at the beginning, middle, and end of the parade, and they'll walk down, kind of representing them walking at graduation, so they can still have that, but still stay 6 feet apart and stay safe. So that's kind of the overall idea for the graduation. So for preparation, a week and a half before the graduation, there would be an email sent out to all families and teachers or faculty at Viewmont High School. Maybe even Centerville Junior High, we could include them in it as well. And basically, they will RSVP to the graduation, and once they do that, then they will get another email sent back to them that will explain, they will receive a designated arrival time for the parade slash graduation, and their seniors will be expected to be dropped off 5 minutes before that. They will get a designated section, which I will explain that later, but that is where they will be assigned to sit during the graduation, where they will be distant 6 feet apart from other families surrounding them in order to follow social distancing protocol. And then they will be assigned a designated pickup time where they will pick up their seniors after the graduation. And like I said, the faculty of VHS and maybe Centerville Junior or surrounding schools that have taught these seniors throughout the years, they can also RSVP and receive these times as well if they are interested. If not, that's totally okay. So the day before the ceremony, that morning, we will have the volunteers go out onto Main Street, and they will basically take chalk and measure out the section. So each section will be 6 feet wide and then 6 feet in between each section so that we can follow social distancing protocols. So depending on how many people we have sign up to attend the graduation, depends on how many spots we'll have. So, yeah. We will promote social distancing during this volunteer effort, and if volunteers do not follow along, we will kindly ask them to leave. And then that night, after 3 p.m., families will be allowed to come kind of decorate their spot, do what they can to help support the seniors. It doesn't have to be anything big. For the 4th of July, we just go set out blankets and chairs, kind of so that the family can get set and be ready for the great graduation. It also allows them to get familiar with their spot, so then the day of the graduation, there's less confusion on where they need to go and how to get there on time. That way they'll know exactly where they're going, they can be there on time, and there'll be less conflict with not following social distancing protocols. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. So, although this might seem a little hard to promote social distancing during this, if you think about it, we've been going to the grocery stores, where you have to walk past people, but we've all been smart and we've kept our distance. So I think us going out onto the streets and decorating our little square to support our seniors would be okay. I think us as a community, we could accomplish that while still following social distancing. Okay, now it's time for the big day. So we have the parade route. So I'm gonna read this off to you, the slide, because I don't want to mess it up and not make any sense. So it says the parade will begin at the intersection of Parish Lane and Main Street, so right over by Twisted Sugar. The parade will go along Main Street and stop at 400 South. If we estimate that there are 50 faculty members that wish to join, and add that to the 450 students, because we have 450 seniors graduating, and then all their families, that will equal 500 spots that we need. We then divide those groups equally along the east and west sides of Main Street, which leads us to 250 sections on each side of Main Street. If each section is 6 feet wide plus the 6 feet between the distance, that would make the total distance of the parade 3,000 feet, which is roughly half a mile, so not bad. The parade is expected to end by Center Street. The seniors will then continue along Main Street until they reach 100 South, where they will turn left and follow the road east up to the church parking lot, where they will be picked up by their families at a designated time. So, yeah. And then in the presentation, you can see the little map that it shows where seniors will go. Okay. So, for graduation day, the graduation/parade will take place at 7 o'clock. The reason for this timing is so that hopefully we can beat out the heat of the day and allow time for families to both trickle into the graduation, into their sections, and make sure that not everyone is trying to arrive all at the same time, because they have their designated times. Okay, so the students will be asked to be dropped off at Centerville Elementary, which is just barely a little bit up above Main Street, where they will practice social distancing in the parking lot, waiting for the parade to start. The students will be dropped off 5 minutes before their family's designated arrival time. From there, students will line up 6 feet apart in alphabetical order to get ready to walk at graduation. I was thinking that for the announcers of the parade, because I would like to have the students' names be announced at the beginning, middle, and end of the parade. The reason for this is, regardless of where their family is sitting, I want their family to be able to hear their name, right? So if it's just at the beginning, then the families near the end won't be able to hear it. So if we have it throughout the parade, then those families don't have to worry about missing their senior's name being called. So a way to combat this is, I was thinking it would be fun to get the SBOs for the next school year, the school year of 2020 and 2021, to be the announcers of the parade. And I think that will help promote school spirit. Okay, so my conclusion for this is that I believe that by doing a graduation this way, it allows for an unforgettable experience. You know, during this whole pandemic, everyone keeps saying, this is going to be something that you can tell your grandkids, you know, and a lot of it is going to be, yeah, our senior year got canceled, and yeah, it was really scary to go through this. But I think this allows us with an opportunity to both celebrate our accomplishments, and in the future, when we're telling this story, it can be a highlight, you know? What other class got to shut down Main Street in their hometown and have their graduation there with so much support from the community, you know, rather than in a giant gym? You know, I think it would allow for such an incredible opportunity while still practicing social distancing and just overall supporting the seniors during this difficult time and promoting safety during this pandemic. Thank you for this opportunity in presenting, and I hope you have a good day.